It's my pleasure to welcome you all here today at Minden High School as we celebrate our third annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Remembrance Celebration, where our theme for this year is everybody can be great because everybody can serve. I'd like to take a moment just to recognize some special guests that we have with us this morning. We have with us today the Honorable Terry Gardner, Mayor of Minden, the Honorable Ray Wilson, the Mayor of Spring Hill. And we also have in attendance today Pastor John Fincher, Colonel Paul Thompson from the Worcester Parish Tax Assessor's Office, Stephanie Barnett from the Greater Minden Chamber of Commerce. We have Ms. Ray Lincoln and Gilbert with the chairperson for our citywide MLK celebration. We have Ms. Yolanda Palmer, who's the supervisor at the school board office. We have Lieutenant Tonka Whiting and Officer First Class Tina Douglas from the Minden Police Department. We have Ms. Vicki Shine, the chairperson for the Northwestern Dr. MLK Junior Scholarship Foundation. And we have Minden Press Herald staff here as well. Thank you all for coming, and we hope you enjoy the program. At this time, would you please stand for the presentation, posting of the books.
Mark time. March. Color guard. Halt. Left. Face. Present. Arms.
Attention, salute, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare of the gave proof through the night that our land was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of
It's an honor to introduce this young lady. She's truly a young lady that has exemplified being a student, a mentor, and an ambassador for Minden High School. So many lists of accomplishments, I don't have time to say all of them, but just a few. Student Council, GRCTC, National Honor Society, FBLA, Minden High School Band, First Priority, and last but not least, our own homecoming queen. Please help me introduce Miss Amaya Joseph.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And now we will have an occasion by our very own Xavier Edwards. Xavier, I'm sorry.
Good morning. We gather today to celebrate the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. On behalf of MHS Rise, we would like to welcome you to our third annual program. We ask that you hold all applause until the end of every performance. Thank you.
And now we will have a summarization of I Have a Dream by Jalen Johnson from the speech, I Have a Dream, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Summarization of I Have a Dream. I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as one of the greatest demonstrations for freedom in the history of our nation. 5 years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon, light of hope, for millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. And it came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro is still not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. 100 years later, the Negro is still languished in the corners of the American society in its own island of exile, in its own land. So I say to you today, my friends, so even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted into the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold this truth to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day, on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day, even in the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering in the heat of injustice, sweltering in the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the contents of their character. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted and every hill and mountain shall be made low. The rough places will be plain and the crooked places shall be made straight again. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed and all flesh shall see it together. I have a dream. I have a dream that when this happens, we will allow freedom to reign. We will let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city. We will be able to speed up that day that when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing together in the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, free at last, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. Thank you.
That was very beautiful. Now we will have a selection from the Minden High Crimson Chorus.
Storm
can be great because everybody can serve. I believe we should all live by this quote. Now, I would like all MHS student rock to come up to the stage.
First and foremost, we want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come. We want to thank all of our students here at Minden High School who are such great students to be associated with. So let's give our Minden High students a hand for the whole school. In the absence of our principal, Ms. Becky Wilson, we want to thank Mr. Richardson for standing in her stead. And at this time, we would like for Ms. Timms to come to the stage. Ms. Timms, we just want to thank you for being such a great assistant principal here at Minden High School. We're going to miss you here. Would you say something to the students who are present? Thank you.
Good morning, sunshine. How are y'all? Y'all see, I really was not expecting this, but I can say, well, I actually had the opportunity to tell you all everything that you guys have been hearing. So next week, maybe one day next week will be my last day as Minden High School assistant principal. I have been afforded the opportunity to be testing and accountability coordinator for Webster Parish Schools. So although I will be leaving you all, I will be very, very involved in all of your endeavors and all of your EOC scores and ACTs and all those wonderful things that you guys hear. And I will be digging deep in it, and I can see everything that you guys are doing. And I will say that I will miss you guys greatly. This is one of the most difficult decisions I had to make. However, when opportunities are provided, sometimes you have to take out and go and take a leap of faith. So that's what I decided to do. But I will miss you all greatly. Although that next week will be my last, well, Tuesday will be my last day. That will not be the last time you all will see me. And when I come back, it's still same old Miss Timms. I love you all, and you guys have been wonderful throughout this program, and I look forward to seeing you all.
Thank you, Ms. Timms. We're going to ask our teacher sponsor to come, Ms. Wallace. Let's show her some love.
I just want to say that it's been a wonderful program. I want to thank Ms. Frazier for spearheading the program and making sure that it happens. Every aspect of it happens every year. I think that it's a great thing, and I think we need to keep this going. I appreciate all our visitors for coming, taking time to be with us, and I appreciate our students for acting so well. Roll Tide.
In our wrap-up session, I want to just give you a little backdrop about Minden High Students Rock that coexists with our third annual Dr. Martin Luther King Remembrance Day today. We remember Dr. King through our performance, but through our character as well as our education. And we want to thank all our students for participating today. All the way to the back, we have our tech manager, Aiden Johnson. We have our program managers, Alina Simmons and Miss Corley. We're going to show them some love. Our ROTC will hold the highest respect to our students who are so diligent and disciplined with our anthem, the colors. Let's show them some love today. I want to thank our choir that sung so beautifully, our band who performed so excellent, Everybody that's sitting in a seat today, it wouldn't have been what it was if you were not here. So we appreciate you. Now, in case I missed anybody, I do apologize. Because everybody is somebody, and everybody can be great because everybody can serve. Now, students, what is the name of our organization?
Minden High Students Rock.
What is the name of our organization?
Minden High Students Rock.
I said, what is the name of our organization?
Minden High Students Rock.
I said, what is the name of our organization? Go backwards like medicine. What is the name?
Minden High Students Rock.
What is the name?
Minden High Students Rock.
What is the name?
Minden High Students Rock.
What is our mission statement?
Environment excellence for service.
What is our mission statement? What is our mission statement?
Environment excellence for service.
I said, what is our mission statement?
Environment excellence for service.
Thank y'all for coming today.